Welcome back. Hi, welcome back. I had to fake out my folks.
Our little filter there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to decide what I can allow, what content I can allow, what I can't. Because you never know what these people will say.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise is right. But
Innocent, I tell you, you named us the Cinn-A-Bons.
I named you the Cinn-A-Bons, but I did not know. Well, actually, I don't know. Did you guys do that, or did I do that, or did you name yourselves? I feel like it was you guys.
Look,
No,
we may
I
be sweet, but we still get into sticky
remember.
situations.
Wait, I may be sweet and
That is
covered in butter.
absolutely correct with all the butter and the sugar
Yep.
and all the other things.
And the fact that you guys
butter?
are
Where?
constantly involved in stuff. But quick recap.
Oh, is that why we got insects following us? Because we're
Yes.
too sweet.
This is how you get
Oh,
ants. This is how you get
This
ants.
is
Oh,
how
that-
we get ants.
That makes perfect sense.
You know, now it's all adding up.
You mean anting up.
Anting up.
There
There,
we
we go.
Or maybe it should just be anteing up the threat level here.
I mean, I can.
Oh,
It's a
Lord.
joke. Please now.
Cool. All right.
I'm
So,
concerned now.
great thing happening. Where we last left off, Orchid and Corvus had a discussion about the fate of the party. Corvus wishing to remain and take on the mortal hand and eradicate them from Deepwell, while Orchid felt the pull of why she truly came to Cantor, which was to find the city of Minthable and deliver a box. What's in the box? Nobody knows, not even Orchid. But she's driven to bring this box to the elves of Minthable and hopefully find some aid or some comfort for her people. Art and Fanara chose to follow Orchid on this venture, while Eden, Perrin, and Corvus stayed in Deepwell to take on the mortal hand. First couple days were pretty chill. The weather was relatively nice. You saw a nice overturned cart in a tree, spotted an ogre that was probably looking to ambush you as you, kind of made your way around that grove. Another night, you were met by a wandering ranger, one that, similarly to Orchid, had taken an oath to preserve and protect those who travel these lands, even in death. But the climax of the venture so far was the holding of hands between the half-orc Orchid and the seafling Fanara. Oh, that's what happened on day 2. Yeah. I was like, wait, what happened on day? I'm like, or no, wait, is that? Yeah. Anyway, but now you're on the road. The morning of day 4. Yes, it most intense ever. Met with stargazing and everything. The Cinn-A-Bons, now on the road for about 4 days now, find themselves in a predicament. The earth erupts in front of them and around them as these mandibled and chitinous forms begin to emerge. That's where we left off, and that's where we're going to begin. So as you see these, they're chitin, this mix of like almost ambery kind of color with obsidian veins kind of running through them. Their jaws and mandibles opening up wide as they let out these kind of clicks and like quells, and this kind of ichor dripping from them. You see one in front of you pop up, and then almost semi-simultaneously, but as the shock of you reeling from this first one, 2 more spring up on either side of you, and that's where we'll begin, and that's where we'll have you roll initiative.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
As I...
Natural 20.
Hey! Look at that. Nothing scary here.
Ooh. I got an 8.
An 8. Alright, hang on. So...
Everything's looking good
Oh,
now.
wait. I need to roll for my things. What am I doing? Hey, I got a natural 22. What's your dex?
It's 21 total for me.
A 21. Ooh, 21. All right. Then you will go for we'll go orchid. I was about to spell orchid, ORKID.
I mean, it's funny to do it that way.
Yeah. And then
Or just
our first insecty, and then 15 to 20. 10 to 15. What'd you get?
I got 2 1s.
So you got an 11. Perfect. So you're going to go after the second one of our insectoid friends. Fanar, what'd you get?
8.
What'd you get? You got a 1? No?
No,
Wait.
I said I got an 8.
Oh, I thought for some reason when you said 8, because of the accent, I thought you were saying I got. 8. An 8. So hey, you're not going. The good news is you're not going last, as one of these things rolled a 2.
Okay,
So,
that makes it a little bit better.
and they're spaced roughly between the 3 of them. Like they form like probably about a equilateral triangle. Each of them is about like 15 to 20 feet apart. So they have have you guys decently boxed in. There's still room for you guys to maneuver before they all kind of charge in or move about. But Orchid, there's one in front of you. 100% you're sure of that. You hear the ground erupt and emerge from behind you as well. And see 2 more of these creatures rear up and out. Not fully. Like, all you can see from these are about mid-torso up. And there's about 4 legs that are emerged currently from them. So there's a larger there's a decent portion underneath the earth as there is above ground.
Okay. I think I'm gonna take a defensive action first. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Art. Our tiny squishy friend. You get +2 AC.
Ooh.
That is cast that. And that's a bonus action. And
Thank you.
I guess I will reach out, tap Art on the head, Shield of Faith, grab my mace, and then try and squish the bug in front of me.
Yeah, you have to move up and into the space in order to combat with these. But you can definitely boop Art and then grab your mace, pull out your shield, and charge into the fray against one of the one directly in front of you. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Right. Well, it's a 6 on the die, +6 is 12.
12. As you swing out, the head of this creature begins to fall, and you smack it right on the top of the head, which normally for you, like, that would be a sure hit. Your Warhammer is pretty stout, right? Like, it does a pretty hefty swing. But the carapace of this creature is strong, and you can kind of feel that resounding kind of reverberation through the handle of your weapon as it just bounces off.
Uh-oh.
But you're a level you're a level 6 paladin, so you can swing twice.
All right. This time with feeling.
How's
Nope.
that feeling?
No, that should have worked, and she hits with the exact same amount of force. Precisely.
You're sitting there just like bat.
Bonk.
This time it turns slightly, so you get the kind of shoulder region of it as it begins to like kind of shift and move out of the tunnel that it dug itself toward you. That it for your turn.
Orchid says, "Stay close. because I have an aura of protection. And then ends her turn.
Awesome. As it does,
Why did I have a weird instinct to hang up the call?
Stay close. Bye.
Meeting.
You
Did you want my setting stone?
You watch as the creature turns and revolves around you. The arms itself are more like, you're kind of curious about how this thing digs, because it doesn't really have any sort of, like, most creatures have some sort of, like, body part that could shovel, right? You don't see that on this, other than this enormous kind of front carapacial head. And as you do, the mandibles open wide, and you watch as these small tentacles begin to leach out of it. Not like huge, like octopus kind of tentacles, but like just like little ones that would almost act as as teeth or tongues. As it's going to attempt to first make a tentacle attack on you, and then try to bite you. So the first one is going to be a 27 to hit. Orchid. For
that's gonna hit.
For 4 points of poison damage.
Oh.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I have immunity to disease, in case that's relevant here.
No.
Okay.
It does not.
That is Constitution save.
Correct.
17.
You, as the tentacles latch on, you can feel something and like begin to kind of like have like the tiny kind of pins that stick into your forearms. You can feel this kind of toxin beginning to be released into your body. And for a moment, you begin to stiffen up, but like with a quick roll of your shoulders and kind of crack of your neck, you flex out of the grasp of this creature and are fine. It's going to attempt to bite you, and that'll be a nice 8.
Okay, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, no. So as it's like close enough to your arm, you flex, pull out your arm from the grasp of the tentacles right as the maw of this creature attempts to bite down on you, unsuccessfully. Next, the one directly to your behind and to your left is going to charge up toward you, Art. Is Shield of Faith concentration?
It is. Yes, let me roll that.
Okay. Need a 10 or higher.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. And it's going to attempt to do at least start with a tentacle attack on you, Art. And that's going to be a 18 to hit.
An 18 will not hit, thanks to that lovely Shield of Faith.
Ooh. So as this creature is going to attack Art, what would your Shield of Faith look upon him? Like, how would it manifest to protect him?
Ooh. Shoot, I haven't thought about this. I think it would just be like a shimmering green aura, but I would love it if there were just like almost like a pretty pattern that's sort of like it's green, maybe like hints of like flowers or patterns in it.
Yeah, like almost like
like because it's the protection of the wild mother, right?
Yeah,
so
it's like almost like a grove of flowers. Mm-hmm. I like that. Yeah. So as it does, you watch as a number of like this green aura begins to emanate, and you watch as flowers begin to bloom, and as the bloom pops open, it creates a protective barrier over your skin, and the tentacles do not find purchase. In response, it's going to burrow down next to your feet and go into the earth. You will get an attack of opportunity if you would like, Art.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to smack this thing with my lovely cast iron. And I'm going to miss horrifically.
And
Unless an 8 happens to hit.
an 8 does not hit, unfortunately, and it burrows down deep into the earth. You can see the tunnel go at least 10 feet deep. You could hear or feel the vibrations, all three of you, underneath your feet as this thing begins to make its way toward the center of the group. But it can't quite get a whole lot, given the fact that it needs to dig down. But that's where it will end its turn. And we'll move on to you, Art. So you got one fighting Orchid, and you have one behind you to the right, looking as if it's going to charge in on Finara.
That one's currently burrowed underground, right?
The one that came and attacked you was burrowed underground. There's 3 total.
Yes. And so, just trying to imagine logistics right now. Basically, Orchid is in between these two at the moment.
Orchid is with one, you guys are in the center, and then the third one is behind you guys. So you and Finara are center.
So we are sandwiched between the two. All three of us are sandwiched between the two, basically.
Correct.
Okay. That changes things slightly then.
Cinnamon sandwich.
A cinnamon sandwich? Ooh.
Yeah, remember the scene where Timon and Pumbaa made the sandwich out of bugs? It's just the opposite here.
All of a sudden, my mind just goes to like cinnamon toast, and I'm like, "Ooh, cinnamon toast! That just sounds delicious right now."
It's the taste.
Anyways,
Not satisfying.
Cool. Well, I see that thing charging towards Finara, and well, that won't do. So my pan smacks the ground. I miss that. I'm gonna reach into my pocket and dig in there until I find. Here we go. Quack, 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 quack. Here comes a lovely duck bomb. That's a much better hit. How does a 26 do ya?
A 26 hits. I also love that you went quack, quack, and then rolled your dice so you hear the dice rolling in the background. 26 does hit, though. That was on the one that's still up behind you guys.
That would have been very lovely if that was a D10 and not a D12, so let's re-roll that one. I got really excited for it. I was like, what? I rolled an 11? That doesn't exist on a D10. Well, alas, it looks like that explosion might have only grazed him with 3 damage.
3 damage? Still, not too bad. Not too bad. It reels back. Like, it looks at it for a second and, like, sees that it's almost like an animal, some sort of animal shape. And the tentacles reach out for a moment before it explodes. And it recoils. The blast and the fire singeing the front of it. Anything else? You got a bonus action?
Yeah. Is there... There's what is the terrain like here right now? Is it just big open field?
Where you guys are at, you guys are in mostly plains. To your left, it's starting to become hilly and become more like foothills leading to mountainous. But you'd imagine that the earth underneath your feet is rather dense. It's a lot more rock and stone, at least in this portion, than like farmable grassland.
Got it. Cool. Then, yeah, if it's just pretty much open, then there's not really much I can do with that. So I'm just gonna hang tight and brace myself for what comes next.
Perfect. Finara.
Finara's gonna go forward to where Orchid is, and she'll reach out her hand to connect with the hand that doesn't have the mace if it's open, and grab it and say, "You're not alone. I got you. I got your back. So does Avandra." And then when that happens, you feel almost as if like there's like almost like this watery gel-like substance wrap around your middle finger in the shape of a ring, and it forms around Finara's as well. She's casting Warding Bond over Orchid in this moment.
In the shape of wedding rings? Oh my God.
So, Warding Bond, my dear DM, it's basically it's the spell wards a willing creature you touch and creates a mystic connection between you and the target until the spell ends. While the target is within 60 feet of you, it gains one a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws, and has resistance to all damage. And also, each time it takes damage, I would take the damage as well. And it only drops if I hit 0 hit points. It lasts for an hour.
All right. Wow. Okay.
I see. So the penalty for all that good stuff is that you also have to take whatever damage I take.
I basically am taking.
Yeah, you take half damage. It's cool. And that means if you get attacked, that Orchid also takes that damage. Yeah, it goes both ways, I believe. I'll double check. But, yes. Cool. That was your action to do?
Yes, that takes up my full, yeah.
Anything is your bonus?
I'm not beefy. There is, unfortunately, nothing I can do as my bonus action in that situation.
You and Art, are you and Art staying clumped together? Or are you guys moving or spreading out at all?
I think because I think I moved forward because I had to move forward to reach Orchid. Then I'm still within range, I think. Of
yeah,
Art.
you guys are kind of now staggered, and you guys probably got to get 5 feet.
We were tight, but then they would have spread out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. I need to know for reasons. Perfect. The last one of your buggy friends. The last one of your buggy friends was going to charge Fenara, but Fenara moved up, leaving this little green thing all on its own. So it's going to charge half of its body moving along the surface of the earth, just carving through. You can hear the almost driving through gravel sound as it rears up and comes down on you with its tentacles. That's going to be a 4 for that. It will say where it's at though, and is going to attempt to bite you in the same process, even though the tentacles did not grasp. And that's going to be
bad bug.
A natural 20. 4.
Well, I don't like that.
Oh, it's not too bad. 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 piercing damage as it bites into you, and all these tiny little teeth just dig into kind of your shoulder.
Ow. Also, just as a quick point of order, because I just had a turn, my reaction resets, right? So I have my reaction now?
Correct.
Great. Once this thing bites me, after letting out a small little yelp, I'm going to take an instinctive thwap at this thing with my cast iron and use its brand new infusion to repulse and shield this thing 15 feet away from me, please.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Do I have to do anything to that?
It just says, while holding the shield, the wielder can use a reaction to after being hit by a melee attack to expend 1 charge and push the attacker 15 feet away.
It is now back where it started. However, it does... Yeah.
Just with the resounding thwap.
As it pushes, you hear the, thwop and, the ting of the skillet on the carapace of this creature. And then you just hear, as this gust of air just pushes this creature back 15 feet. And as it does, it's pushed back, and it reels backward and falls onto its back. And you watch as just about these 6 or 7 legs are just flailing in the air as it's now trying to roll over, but can't really, given the fact that it used most of its movement to get to you.
Question.
Yes.
Just as a point of order, does this seem like a normal amount of legs for a creature of this type, or would I even remotely know that?
You roll. I'll let you roll a nature check. See what you know.
Well, good to know that I'm rolling where it counts. That'll be a 21.
A 21. This creature is somewhat of an amalgamation. It's a combination of what looks to be 2 creatures that you're familiar with. Almost as how wizards took an owl and a bear and created an owlbear. These things are known as carrion kegs, which are a combination of carrion crawlers and onkegs. Has much of the harder exoskeleton of their onkeg cousins, but more of this kind of half worm, half insectoid-like form that the carrion crawler takes on. So this one you see has 7 legs. You look quickly behind you at the one that's fighting Orchid. That one has 8. And you didn't get a good look at the one that were fighting that went underground. But you'd imagine, somewhere between 6 and 10, probably a good solid number.
Got it. Carrion gigs! Carrion gigs! That's it.
What?
Everybody else like, what?
No.
We don't have these
I
where I'm
guess
from.
we know what
That's
these
pretty
are.
much, yeah. Just sounding flat, thing goes flying. Carrion gigs! Carrion gigs!
I would say Finara definitely wouldn't. Orchid, if you would like, you can roll a nature check really quick before we go back to the top of the round.
Let's see.
What are those?
11.
11. You know what an onkeg is? It's like this giant, like, almost like beetle that burrows into the earth. Oftentimes has colonies of dozens, if not hundreds, and if not treated properly, are considered a general nuisance to most areas. But yeah,
Okay,
with that,
cool.
But with that, we'll head back to the top of the round. Orchid, you're tangled with this carrion keg in front of you.
Squish, squish. Okay, that's a much better roll, probably. I mean, it is. Hopefully, it's enough. Is 13 plus 6 is 19 enough to hit it?
A 19 is plenty to hit it. Go ahead and...
Great. Then that will be... 5 damage for my first hit.
Ooh, nice.
Is 14 enough?
A 14 just hits.
Great. And the second hit comes down and does 9 damage.
9 damage. Dang. Okay, I see you. As you
Rolled
smack...
6.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, sorry. I was
I
just
thought
saying
you
I
were
rolled a
going to say
6.
something. Gotcha.
No.
As you smack down into this thing, not once, but twice, you watch as it starts to now get a little bit dazed. That spot that you hit twice, your first go around, you can now see starting to crack and split ever so slightly. It's now turning and trying to position itself, so now different portions of its carapace will be covered and protect it if you swing again. Bonus action, anything for you?
No, I don't think so.
All right. It's now its turn. It's going to try to swing around you, and it's going to almost half coil around you. It can't quite. It's significantly bigger than you are, right? It stands closer to 8 feet tall. And as it swarms and kind of circles around you, it's going to try to reach up and kind of get around you and bite you in the back of your shoulder. First with its bite attack, which is going to be completely unsuccessful. You manage to just lift your shield up and deflect the blow, but the tentacles begin to wrap up and around it as it tries to reach for your shoulder and your neck. And that's going to be a 5. Numbers are hard. 13 to hit.
No.
Which I didn't think would hit either. But wraps up twice. And now is just kind of coiled with your shield, like tangled with your shield behind you. Simultaneously as that's going on, Art, Finara, you hear the ground underneath the two of you begin to rumble. And you look down, and Finara, you look behind you, and the ground splits and cracks. As all as you see is like this kind of shield portion of the carrying keg's head bash through the earth and just erupt and split the ground between the two of you. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Wow!
And don't forget your +2.
Oh my goodness!
From my aura.
Art, you also have a D20, and Finara, you have a D4.
Yes, I'm actually debating if I'm going to use it right now.
Oh, thank you.
It's close.
I won't
I'm going
need
to
it.
risk it. 15?
15, Finara.
I have a 22 for my deck save
22.
without using the D4.
Yeah, I didn't use mine either. That's why I'm saying I'm risking it.
You are both pushed up and back as the ground breaks, lifting you up and off your feet. You both fly about 5-ish or so feet, to either side. You'll take half damage from this. So you'll take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the ground. You won't be knocked prone either.
Oh!
Oh no! Orchid takes 1 too. Oh no!
Just one?
Wait, but does that count if they're resistant to all damage? Or
if you're resistant to all damage, it would be half damage. So technically, you each would take a half a point of damage.
Usually half damage points is round up, right? When we have things.
No, normally half damage is rounded down. In this case, since it's 1 point of damage, you each will take 1 point of damage because I'm not gonna have it to 1/2 and then round it down to 0. No, you guys can take one. You can take 1 damage. Yeah.
Just take it and like it.
Yeah. Or one of you can choose to take the 1 point of damage.
Okay.
I don't care either way.
We'll both take it. It's fine.
It then will turn to Finara and attempt to bite it as part of that action. And that's going to be, a 19 plus...
Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
Plus
if you said
4
19
for 23.
Plus 4. Of course. I'm not that beefy. Not beefy at all.
For 5 points of piercing damage. Not a whole lot.
Wait, so that's halved. Right?
Halved would be to 2.
All right.
But then you both take 2 points of damage.
All right.
So really,
I don't
y'all
like
luck.
it.
Really, y'all luck out because there's a floating 1 somewhere that just magically disappears because of the spell. Yeah, but no, awesome. That's its turn. It is now out in between the two of you, Art and Finara on either side. Orchid off kind of past you, Finara, slightly tangled up with this other one. And the third one looks like it's getting ready to hopefully get off its back and push toward the three of you. But Art, it is your turn.
So the one that's on its back is in between us, or the one that just came out of the ground?
No, the one that just came out of the ground. The one that just came out of the ground is in between you and Finara.
And the one that's on its back is behind me? Or
is behind you. Yeah, it would be. If you're looking
Okay.
at the one that just came out of the ground, it's behind you and to the right slightly.
How far apart would you say the two of them are?
The one in front of you and the one behind you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
About 20 feet apart at this point.
Perfect. Cool. So I am gonna go ahead and, well, first of all, is the one that's in front of me within attack of opportunity range?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're within.
Cool.
You're still within 5 feet of each other. Like, you guys didn't go far. You guys just got moved out of your space slightly enough for this thing to take room. So like it pushed up into the space, pushed you out.
Well, then we're gonna just do something silly and just do this anyway. Then Art is going to reach into one of his other many pockets and pull out a glass container that is containing a yellowish-looking viscous substance. and he is going to hurl it at the center point of the diameter that these two bugs with their 20 feet distance apart are going to be. And as the glass shatters, it is going to start rapidly foaming with a yellow, sticky substance that has a very sweet smell to it, almost like honey or honeycomb, as a yellowish, sticky, honey-like web expands to the diameter of the two bugs. I'm going to need both of them to make a dexterity saving throw. And I'll make one for myself as well.
The one that's on its back is going to do so with disadvantage. So that's going to be a 5.
That will fail.
And then the one that just came out of the ground is going to be a 13.
That will also fail. So that 20-foot diameter area of sticky yellow substance is now considered difficult terrain, and the each creature that starts its turn in the webs or enters them during its turn must make the dex throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free.
Okay. So at the start of their turns, they have to use their action to try to get out, essentially.
Correct. And I did succeed on my throw, so luckily I managed to not stick myself.
Very nice. Look at that. Not only butter. I was expecting it to be like another butter thing. I was like, what? It's not butter? I love it, though. I think that's a great way to do web. Anything else for your turn there? Bonus action.
Yes. I am going to use my bonus action to, having managed to avoid sticking myself to the web, nimbly escape outside of the sticky area to a slightly safer position.
Perfect.
I.e. disengage.
Can you bonus action disengage?
That is a thing that I can do because I am a goblin.
Oh shit! I forgot goblins could do that. It's been a while.
I have nimble escape allows me to either disengage or hide.
Perfect. Awesome. So as you dart out of the way, both these creatures, like, kind of writhing in this sticky honeycomb that you've created. Finara, what would you like to do?
Vondra, I need your assistance for some exterminating. And then when she says that, a golden figure appears in between the two insectoid creatures in the shape of what Finara imagines a Vondra would look like. And she's casting her spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
I believe I have to try to see if I can hit. Correct?
Yes, you can roll to attack. Which one would you like to attack? There's one that's currently on its back that's restrained. And then the other one is upright, restrained.
I think whichever one. I think the upright was the one that attacked Art. Correct.
The one that attacked you and that attacked Art was the one that's standing upright. Correct.
Oh yeah, she's gonna attack that one. She's not playing around. She wants to hurt that guy. I believe a 15 plus 7 should hit.
You also get advantage because it is restrained, so you can roll with advantage here.
Okay.
Yeah.
See. Oh no, that 15 plus 7 was a better one.
Perfect.
For me.
That hits.
And then, all right. So that's let me just roll that 1d8. So that is 10 points of damage for that. And and basically, if you imagine
on a
this
1d8,
figure,
on a 1d8,
not 10. Well, it's 8 plus 4. Wait, no, 6 plus 4. Sorry,
you don't add your wisdom
6 plus 4.
modifier. Do you add your wisdom modifier to damage? I don't think.
Yeah, well, it says it's 1d8 plus 4.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because my spiritual weapon is a second level.
Perfect. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Cool.
And then if you imagine this figure, this this woman basically smacking this thing with with her hand, so it's this large figure that you just see it smack. And then as that happens, she kind of turns to either direction, facing Orchid and Art. We got this, y'all. Let's smash those bugs. And then you feel that warmth of that kind of almost like that breezy, like very fresh water feeling rush over you, because the emboldening bond is my action. So that way they get that special connection to myself.
Perfect.
And that is all I can do in that situation.
Awesome.
But it's 10 minutes for that bond.
Avandra comes up, smacks this creature. It like bows down for a second before kind of pulling back up. The one that's on its back is going to first try to see if it can get out of the restraint. It still has disadvantage because it's on its back.
It also has disadvantage from being restrained.
Oh, it does. You can't have double disadvantage, unfortunately.
Well, it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot.
Still, same thing. What's the saving throw? It's still a dexterity saving throw.
Still a dex save, I believe. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's still a dex save, which... Oh no, to break free, it's a strength check.
A strength check. Cool. Let me check these guys. This homie's strength. It's a plus. So that's gonna be. I rolled a 17 and an 18, so it'll be a 9 or a 19 with disadvantage.
Yeah. Wait. So 19 for both of them?
I rolled a 17 with disadvantage for a total of 19.
I see. Got it. But yeah, that succeeds. So it definitely breaks free.
I'm gonna try to see if it can roll over. It still can't roll over. So it's trying, and you're watching is like it's trying to get one of its legs in a position where it can like kind of flip itself and like dig under the earth, but to no avail. Extremely like it's just kind of flailing at this point, unable to move, and though it's restrained, it's still no longer restrained. It's still prone and in a vulnerable position. As we move up to the top for Orchid.
Okay. Well, Orchid has a move that worked, and it was smashing. So she is going to go smash again with her hammer. Is this the one that's prone? Was that the one that was attacking me
No,
before?
the one that's attacking you is still upright. The one that's prone was the one that attacked Art, but then Art used his shield to blast it away.
And
Got
you get
it.
a
Okay.
1d4, so remember that.
I think the one you're fighting is the only one that's not in the webbing.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that
It's
makes it go up.
It's not in the webbing. The webbing is like maybe about 3 or 4 feet behind you. It's relatively close.
Okay. Yeah, so I rolled both of my attacks. One was a 3 on the die, and then one was a 1 on the die.
Oh, so a d4 is not even gonna help. No.
Oof. Well, what's the total for the 3? 3 plus what? What's the total?
Plus 6.
Plus 6, so that's 9. Go ahead and roll your d4. Oh wait, no, you need a 14, so yeah, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Sadly.
As you swing out twice, once it coils back. Go ahead.
I think she's very she does a seize the ring and then it sets off her whole path. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Oops.
And it takes another swing, not even looking and just completely missing as she looks over at Finara and is her face is beet red. She has completely lost track of what is happening.
There's just too much going on. You have the creature wrapping around. There's tentacles now starting to loop and wrap across your face. It's trying to bite your shoulder. You're trying to fight it off with your shield while also trying to simultaneously swing around with your hammer. Just a lot going on. Unfortunately, not a lot you can do as you're still locked in this contest with this carrion keg. It is going to first. It's going to actually attempt to bite you, but the bite is going to be a grapple. So I need you to make a athletics or acrobatics check.
I will make an athletics check. That will be 14 athletics.
I rolled a 14 on a die. However, it has a strength of +2. So that's going to be a 16. So you feel this thing like...
Wait, was this a
Can I
saving
use
throw?
the-
No, it's not a
No.
saving throw. It's an
Okay.
ability check.
But can I
She's
use
still
the
D4. D4 still works for ability checks too.
There you go.
Now I also have a 16.
Now you also have a 16.
Yeah.
Think
My strength is +3.
Ty
My
goes to the runner. Well, the tie goes to the runner here. So as you feel it like go down for your leg and like bite into like where your hip and leg are, and as you feel that the tentacles
Not yet.
start to wrap
Not
around,
yet.
it
I use my
tries-
reaction.
Oh,
I have protective bond, so I'm gonna teleport where this thing is biting to take the damage.
well.
But you're
She's
going
not,
to take the
she's not
damage
gonna
either
take
way,
any.
right?
She's not gonna take any damage because she succeeded on. Like, there's no. It's not an attack. It's like a contested roll. So, I'm more describing flavor wise what this looks like.
Okay, because I was like, I basically would take full damage in this situation.
So as it wraps its tentacles and its jaw around your leg, it goes to like do a dive straight into the earth, and like is like yanked like almost like a dog on a leash, where it's like pulled back as what's hanging onto your leg that it thought would dive down into the earth with it. You just stand firm and yank it back into place, and it's now staring up at you, like back end beginning to kind of retract into the earth ever so slightly. That was its first attack. It's going to, I think it's not smart enough. It's going to double down and try to do it again. So it's going to try to pull you again. So another athletics check. Oh, come on.
That's 17 for me.
17. I rolled a natural one. So it goes to pull away, and as it does, you watch as like you lift and pull your leg, like pulling backward, and several of the tendrils fall off. Go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
3.
3. It takes 3 points of damage from that.
Nice.
As you somehow hurt it on its turn. But then, that being said, the next
Well, I didn't hurt it on my turn, so
This is true.
we'll take what I can get.
Take your battles where you can. 100%. You watch as as that one now starting to retract, backs its way into the earth using the rest of its movement, and like slinks down, so only really like its head and like its beady looking eyes are staring up at you. It's going to fully submerge, so if you'd like to take an attack of opportunity on it, you can.
Let's go. That is a total of 18 to hit.
An 18 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. 8. That's a 5. 5 damage.
5. Perfect. Perfect. It sinks into the earth. The one behind Art, or the one in front of you now, Art, the one that is still covered in this webbing, is going to attempt to make its saving throw. Oh, it's strength. It's a straight roll. And fails. So it's still latched and restrained here. You ran away, so it has nobody to attack. Or actually, no, it attacked Finara last turn, so Finara is still within range. So it's going to try to swipe out at Finara, or bite out at Finara, but with disadvantage, because it is restrained. That's going to be a +4, I believe. So at 12, won't hit you, Finara, will it? No. So it tries to bite out, and as it does, it's like reaching and trying as much as it can, but it's just continuously, it's just constantly getting stickier and stickier and weighed down more and more by this honeycomb that Art has created. Art, your turn.
So, here's what we're going to do. How far away from me now is the one that just took a attack on Finn?
How far did you run last turn? Did you run your full movement away?
I went just far enough to get myself outside of the range of stickiness, so that would have been probably about 20 feet ish.
Okay. Yeah, you're about 20 feet away from it then.
Okay. Cool. So the one that is attacking Finn, Art's going to run up because it should be just at the edge of the diameter of the stickiness. I'm basically going to be running around the outside of it to towards it, and as I'm doing so, just like random just bits and odds and trinkets are just falling out of my pocket. What is that? Oh, how long has that been in there? Well, here, you look hungry, and I'm gonna throw a very rancid-looking chunk of food that is it almost doesn't even resemble food at this point. You think it might have been a substance that looked like meat at some point, but it has clearly gone green and rancid and is just all around disgusting. And I'm going to attempt to shoot this thing in a straight line towards this thing's throat. Can it please make a dex save?
A dex save? Yeah.
While it is restrained, yes, please.
That's a 3, and that's higher than a 3, so a 3.
And oh, that's perfect. I attempted to see if this straight line lined up with the other bug as well. I'm not sure if I succeeded in doing that. I'll let because I didn't say that beforehand. I'll let you judge that.
The one that's on its back?
Yes.
You can 100% do that. Yeah.
Perfect. So this rancid globule of greenish must have been at some point food-like substance splits mid-air and in that straight line makes its way towards the other bug as well. Can it please also make a dex save?
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh good. So both of them get a nice gross green acidic treat. Let me get some d4s.
For these things, it might be a snack. We'll find out.
Where are all my d4s? Of course I don't have any d4s when I need a d4. Here's my d4s. Okay. So first one is going to be 5 acid damage. The second one is going to be 5 acid damage.
Perfect.
And they will continue with that acid in subsequent turns, thanks to Tasha's caustic rancid meat.
Is that while they're with it, like while they're in the area of the meat, or just period?
It just so I flavored it. It said a stream of acid emanates from you 30 feet in a line, 5 feet wide in the direction you choose. Creature in the line must succeed a dex throw or be covered in acid for the spell's duration, or until a creature uses its action to scrape or wash the acid off of itself or another creature. So it can attempt to get rid of it, but otherwise it's going to continue to take damage.
Perfect.
But that'll be great for the one that is restrained.
Yeah, because it can't really do anything. Perfect. Awesome. Beautiful. Anything for your bonus action there, Art?
For my bonus action, I'm going to look out of the corner of my eye at the blushing orchid. Wait, did you get poisoned? Are you okay?
I'm not poisoned. No, I'm okay.
Okay, you just look really red. I just had to make sure.
It's just fighting. I just flush when I exert myself. That's it.
That is a very logical explanation.
And Fanar. You're in the middle of this conversation, but it's your turn.
All right. Fanara is now blushing herself. That really beautiful green hue on her cheeks. She is going to roll for her spiritual weapon first.
Go for
it. And that's a nat 1.
Oof.
So, yeah, that did not roll.
Well, actually, is that with advantage?
It's not.
Because it's
hold
restrained.
on.
The one that you're fighting is restrained still. So.
Oh, yeah. So that's a 21 now.
A 21 will hit.
All right. Okay, so that's let me do that D8. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So that's an 8 plus 4 for the damage.
An 8 plus 4
Yes.
for 12.
A 12.
That's awesome. This thing is looking real rough. Not only is it coated in acid, but it takes another, like, as it's like trying to pick up its head, your Avandra statue just goes again, like right across, and you can just hear the crack of this like spiritual stone smacking against the carapace.
All right.
Go.
So she takes her crossbow from behind her back, and I want to imagine that the smack happens and she takes aim at the same time.
Go ahead and what I will say is that attacking with your crossbow, because it is technically, I guess because it's restrained doesn't mean that it has to be prone. So yeah, you're fine.
All right. So wait, is it advantage again? Or no?
Yes, it would be. Hang on, double checking. Yeah, because it's not.
Okay.
It's not prone and restrained. It's just restrained. It's restrained standing up. So yeah, you'd be able to attack with advantage still.
All right. So then that makes it a 21.
A 21.
Otherwise, it would have been a 7.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. So this is a D8 plus 2. So that's 4 additional points of damage.
You crack it, and you watch as like it clips off a portion of the carapace on the head and sinks and buries right behind the head where like the head and shoulder would meet. And it lets out this loud cry. The mandible's kind of clicking, but again, not able to move from the space that it's in because of Art's web spell. Art, point of order: is your web a concentration spell?
I believe it is. Let me double check here.
Because
yes, it is.
Because Tasha's Caustic Brew is also a concentration spell. So
you are totally correct.
Your web would have dropped. However, since I didn't catch it until now, it is now dropped.
Fair.
So as you shoot into the shoulder of this creature, it writhes one last time, and you can see the webs or the gooey honeycombs start to split and pull, and separate as it's beginning to loosen itself from the spell. Anything else for your turn? Fenrir. Sorry.
Oh, me? Oh, no. Basically, all she says is, "Take that, you little bug," and then yeah, when she shoots it.
Perfect. The one that is still on its back is gonna see if it can get back up. Hey, it can. Cool. So you watch as it flips back up. The only thing closest to it with its remaining movement would probably be Art. So it's going to just charge at you with everything it's got. It is the start of its turn though, so it would take your 2d4. So go ahead and roll your 2d4. As it's charging at you, the acid's still on it.
That'll be another 5 acid damage.
Whew. Numbers are hard. That's that much.
Burn.
Perfect. As you watch, like the acid now starting to seep through the carapace and hitting some of the softer flesh underneath, it will first and foremost. It's going to kind of like somewhat do like that, like it's gonna like dive down and then like pull up in front of your face and try to wrap your face with the tentacles and like suck you in and try to eat you. That's gonna. Are you what the? No, it does not happen. You manage to kind of like dip out of the way at the last second, but as you do, it's going to try to like just kind of like at this point use the tiny bit of movement that it has left to bulldoze through you and like kind of catch you underneath all of its legs, which is a 17, 18, 19 to hit.
19 meets.
Question: how far is Art from Fenrir?
From Fenrir, maybe about 15 feet at the most.
How about
She teleports, and
Ooh.
she's in front of Art,
She's in front.
arms stretched out.
And Art's underneath this
Reaction.
creature, so you both are underneath this creature now. But you can be kind of like sitting underneath as you
Yes.
watch these somewhat pointy and spiked legs start to come down on either side. And that's going to be, you're taking the brunt of the damage.
Yeah, so I would not. I take all of the damage as the person who teleports. So I don't think that in this situation, because of the way protective, at least from what I'm reading, it says the person who did the teleport to protect is the one who takes the full damage. So I don't know if that would count for Orchid or not.
Well, you still have so you're doing an effect, but that effect would trigger another effect, essentially, right? So,
Okay.
you're taking the damage, but since you already have damage, resistance to all types of damage, and that damage is halved between you and Orchid,
Okay.
you
So
would
it would
still
still go
split,
to Orchid,
you would
too.
split,
Okay.
you would still split the damage.
Okay.
So that would be 6 points of damage as the weight of the body of this creature, along with the feet, or its legs trying to pin you down, does 6 total, but half to 3 piercing damage to each of you.
Okay. But as long as Art is protected, that's all I care about.
Orchid's like, why are you both over there?
I'm
And
sorry, Orchid.
I need both of you to make concentration checks for your, I believe, Art or Finara. It's for your
Shield of Faith is still up.
or Shield of Faith is still up. What did you do? Did you do heroism? No, you did. You did
No,
warding bond.
so-
Warding bond is
so
not a
warding-
concentration, so you're good.
No, and neither is
And neither
spiritual
is
weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Perfect.
I've been thinking about this.
I like it. It's
You
nice.
actually
I
planned
like
your
it.
concentration
Listen,
spells.
that was good. Art did, or Eddie did exactly what I would have done in his situation, which would have been play or cast 2 concentration spells, 100%. But
Do you know how long it's been since I've had to deal with concentration spells?
It's
It's because of Renee. It's because of Renee that I'm always trying to remember now, because I always used to be like, wait, can I cast this? No.
But with that, we go back to the top of the round. Orchid still in this contest with the carrion keg in front of you. You're somehow feeling a little hurt, but you haven't gotten hit by this thing, and you haven't really hit this thing, so you don't know where it's coming from. But
Okay. Let me just double check what. Oh no, but that's awesome.
This wasn't supposed to hurt Orchid, but it ended up hurting her more. I feel
Okay.
so bad.
I'm gonna. That's 19 to hit, and I am gonna use what is it? The
Divine Smite.
Divine Smite. Yeah, that's what it's called. I know my. How
You're
paladins
gonna
work.
roll. You're gonna roll your 1d8, and then you're gonna roll an additional 2d8. You also have to spend a spell slot.
Yes. I remember that much. Okay, just what are names? All right, so that is a 4, 5, and 6 on my dice, plus a 3 from my
15,
strength.
18.
So
18 points of damage.
yeah, 8. I don't know. It doesn't really matter between bludgeoning and divine, right?
No, it doesn't. But what does matter is how you use your divine smite to kill this creature.
Woohoo! All right, so Orchid sees now both of her friends pinned under this other one, and she's like, I can't deal with this creature anymore. So she just gets this extra boost of strength, does a little step under, and just I think comes up under with the hammer, and just I want to say just knocks its head off.
You kind of do this uppercut swing, almost Captain America as he's swinging Mjolnir in Endgame. Or is it? Yeah, in Endgame.
Thor?
Yeah, in Thor, whatever movie he's in. I don't know. Maybe it's
Whatever.
the Fantastic Four or something. And as you connect, you watch almost as this burst of pollen resonates around the head of your warhammer. As you hit the head, and the head just rips clean off, and the back portion that has a few tinier spikes kind of just sticks itself into the back of the creature, as you almost do a full 180 with it, and it falls limp and prone. A couple of its legs still kind of going through the last little but it is dead. That was your first attack. You turn around. you turn around and see behind you a second one of these creatures trying to stomp out Art and Finara, both of whom are underneath, like, half standing, half prone, as this creature's just barraging them with its feet and body.
Okay, well, Orchid's definitely gonna run in. And I think, let's see, will this work? Yeah, I think she's just gonna run in and do another hit.
Go for it.
Hopefully this will go well as well. I can only use Divine Smite once a turn though, right?
I'm pretty sure you can use it as much as you want. You just have to
As
spell
long
the
as you
spell
hit,
slots.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll double check. You get 3 uses of Divine Smite per long rest. But you have to spend, or no, that's Divine Sense.
Yeah, that's Divine, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Divine Smite is however many spell slots you have.
Yeah,
That's always been my understanding.
Yeah,
but...
it is.
Yeah,
when
I don't
you
think
hit,
there's a turn limit.
When you hit with a melee attack, you can expend a spell slot. So.
Great. All right, let's see if I hit.
And it's just the level that I think increases the D.
All right, that's a 15
Correct.
to hit.
A 15 will hit this creature.
All right.
You pumping another one in?
Yes, I am. Okay, so that is 15 total damage.
15 total damage.
Yep.
You smack this creature, and you watch, and like this time you come down, like as you're turning and bringing down your hammer, you hit it almost center of mass on its back, and you watch as just like this crater just sinks into its carapace, cracking it, exposing the soft, tissuey body of the inside of this insectoid creature. The creature lets out a loud shriek and begins to like almost fall from the weight of your hammer onto Finara and Art before it stands back up. It's looking real rough at this point. The one that we're back to the one that was restrained that is no longer. The one that is by your Evandra statuette, Finara. It is going to look at its friend who is getting absolutely mauled by its what the 3 of them thought would be their meal, and is going to first off, because it's the start of its turn, take some acid damage.
That'll be a lovely acid reflux of 6, please.
6? Oh my god. It takes the 6 points of acid damage, and on death's door is gonna go, nope, I'm out, and just burrow into the ground. It's gonna just burrow into the ground. You can hear the shrieks coming from the hole that it makes. Art and Finara, you both are underneath this creature. What do you want to do? I'll let you guys kind of do something simultaneously, or if you guys want to just, go in order, you can.
I say order.
All right.
Let's see. So, can you paint a picture for me real quick of what this is? So you basically put yourself in front of me to brace against this thing as it was attacking. So are you just like literally on top of me right now?
Pretty much, because it's just one of those things where she kind of was like, no, and then like she just teleported. So it's like it wasn't graceful. This is kind of a newer thing for her. So she just kind of landed right on top of you.
Cool.
But like in a way where she's trying to like position her body, so she's trying to do like this U thing to try to like not squish you.
Have you ever played a game of Twister? Because that's exactly what just happened.
What it is.
That's kind of what I was envisioning. I just wanted to make
she's
sure
standing
I had
in
the
front of
picture
you,
right.
trying not to fall down. So like one hand is off to like your left, the other hand is trying to hold up this creature, and then like you're also like kind of back and like falling almost, but you're both kind of.
And her strength is not good.
Cool. So,
I got you, Art. Oh, I got.
So, what we're gonna do is we are going to, yep, I think that's the only thing that makes sense right now. We're gonna go ahead and do a little dive roll between the, between the legs of my savior and take a thwack at this bug from underneath.
Go
Oh,
for
this
it.
is great because she has a dress, so it's just gonna be him rolling through the dress.
Pretty much.
What I will say is because you're hitting the softer belly of this creature, its AC is going to change. So
Ooh.
don't discount your roll if you roll low.
Fair.
And you got that D4 still.
I think this will be a wonderful opportunity to use that lovely D20 that I was gifted earlier to avoid getting this natural 1 I just rolled.
Oh no!
That's better. Let's do a double 1. So that's going to be a total of 14, and just for good measure, let's add that D4. So 15.
15. A 15 will hit.
I'm rolling all 1s.
Oh, this is yeah, one.
So 15 for a thwack with a frying pan on the underbelly of this bug.
Yeah, how much was the damage? I don't think
Oh,
heard.
I didn't hear that you said it hit. So rolling for
Oh,
damage.
yeah, 15 hits. Yes, 100%.
Wonderful. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't a 1. How about a 3?
3 total.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's like mildly annoyed that you're under it now. It bounces
I'm not sure
off.
why I thought this would work.
Yeah, like you like just kind of
I blame my skirt. You're trying to roll under, do a dive under the skirt, and it's like,
It somewhat softened the blow.
yeah.
Anything is your bonus action.
I think what's about to happen here is that we were way overconfident with that lovely thud that we had going on there, and upon that not working, we're going to nimbly scurry back the other direction through the dress, back behind my savior once more.
Perfect. Awesome. I love it. Finara, your turn. What would you like to do?
Avandra, some help, please! And then, if I still have use of the spiritual weapon, I'm gonna say that instead of hitting it with the hand, this time it's gonna try to punt with the force damage.
I like it. Go ahead and roll to hit.
You know, this is a Charlie Brown special now. Oh my god, that's a nat 20.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Let's go, Avandra!
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll your 2d8 and go ahead and roll your 2d8 and add +4 to that. Hell yeah.
That's 10 points of damage.
Can you
Punting damage.
Can you please describe to me how your manifestation of your god punts this creature
Yes.
off the two of you?
So I would like to just paint this picture of basically Finara being the one that's holding the football, and Avandra in her weird way. It's not the proper way, but because Avandra's real, this spectral Avandra is much taller. It's the perfect angle for her to just pew, and it goes out into the field.
Roll a d12.
Okay, I will. That is a 4.
All right, I'll say it goes 20 feet away, flying through the air and landing in the field, just dead, absolutely dead.
Giant bug in the sky.
You guys are out of combat. However, Art, go ahead and roll 2d4 for me.
No way. That'll be another 5. If it's what I think it is.
Somewhere, you don't know what happened, but it did. The last bug dies due to acid damage because Art is so concentrating on this spell.
Somewhere underground.
Literally you could have been petty and just kept it up for like the next minute or like the rest of the casting, and it would have killed it 100%. So yeah, somewhere
Amazing.
underground, a carrion keg dies, and nobody hears a sound.
Archaeologists years from now will go, what?
Go why? There's a tunnel here. But yeah, you guys are out of combat. You find your horses. Oh shit, you guys were on horses. It's just like a combat in Final Fantasy where like
okay, it has been a while, but my memory was this happened as we were like waking up, like we were coming out of our tent.
You're
Yeah,
right.
I don't think we were on. I was like, were we?
No, this
I don't
is
think.
early
Yeah, I don't
morning
think we
still.
like the horses were probably around.
Okay.
I don't know. They might have had to
Also-
make a check not to like try and bolt on us, but
If memory served, it was also 2 horses and a pony.
Yes, it's 2 horses.
2 horses and a pony.
Yeah.
Wait, was
but-
it Steve and Harry? No, Harry
That's
and
right.
Winston.
Harry
and
and
Winston.
Winston.
Yes.
Steve is the
100%.
bucket that we don't
Steve's
have
the
right
bucket.
now.
Wait, you didn't bring Steve with you?
No, it's back. It's back with the rest of the gang.
Steve is now going to turn into the baby Ichi of your story arc. Never
Oh,
again.
no,
will he
we
be
weren't
receptive.
going in the water though.
Yeah, you don't know that.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Well, it was
you did. You did
well,
know that.
it was really thoughtful of you to leave that with Perrin. I mean, he doesn't do well with the whole dairy thing. So at least now he'll have Steve handy.
wait, but no, because then he would use Steve for like the opposite whole. That's bad. I could never use Steve again after that. That's horrifying.
Steve would never be the same again.
Potty Steve.
Oh my god.
Septic Steve.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just not think about the worst possible thing that could ever happen. But what was that?
Well, and Art's gonna walk up to one of the carcasses to examine it.
What? Oh, So it's something that a gift that Avandra has given me to bless upon anyone who I connect to on a certain level to make sure that they don't get hurt. And I will take whatever pains and alleviate them from you.
Oh, okay, cool. That's so okay. So it's just yeah, battle thing. But super helpful. That's awesome. Yeah, great.
It's gonna stay on you for a little bit, so I hope you don't mind.
No, definitely don't mind.
Why? Is there some type of custom where you're not supposed to wear rings?
Real good question. What finger did you put it on, Finar? Like what hand did you put it on?
You
I
said
actually
on
said-
the ring finger. You didn't say which hand. But you said on the ring finger. I heard that. My brain
It's
latched.
the left,
Yeah.
because I used my left
Curious
hand
now,
to
that's
demonstrate.
what orchids like.
My bad.
There we go. Cool.
I would like to take this opportunity to attempt to see if I can crack off one of the legs of this bug in the midst of this conversation and offer, "Who wants breakfast?"
Go ahead and make a survival check to see what you can scavenge off of the ones that are here.
Survival, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a 15.
15. With a 15, you'll know 2 things. So you can get the legs to make breakfast 100%. The other thing that you learn is that the tentacles produce, after taking a minute to examine them, produce some sort of like neurotoxin that when it's latched and enters into a creature's bloodstream, essentially, can paralyze them. It's not super potent, but like it's potent enough to put somebody on their butt for a few seconds.
Is it
Good thing I'll make our safe.
Is it at all possible for me to salvage any of the tentacles along with the sac that would produce said neurotoxin?
It excretes specifically from the tentacles, so you only got to worry about the tentacles. Go ahead. I'll make you make 2 checks. The first is going to be a survival check to see how well you can actually accomplish the feat, and then the second will be using your alchemy tools to see how much you actually can acquire.
Well, it was a nice thought.
What'd you get?
The first roll for survival is going to be a 2, which comes to 3.
A 3. Okay. Go ahead and roll your alchemy tools with disadvantage.
Okay. Let's try this die. This one's been kinder to me. As he rolls a not great roll for that one either. So an alchemy tools check, so that would be int and proficiency.
Int and proficiency, correct.
Which, let me double check something here real quick.
And you still get a D4 for skill checks and stuff.
That's good to know. Because also, if I recall correctly, my proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check I make that uses my proficiency with a tool. So if I'm using my alchemist supplies, would that count for that for this purpose?
Correct. So you would be at a, what, +6?
So my proficiency bonus is +3.
So it'd be +6 because you double it.
+6. All right, and then plus int. So.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Great, that's a much better roll than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's a plus 10. Jeez.
You said I get a D4 on top of that for a skill check.
How long's your? Yeah, I'll say it's within the last of your bond.
Because it's 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. You're good then.
All right, so that's gonna come to a much better roll than I thought. That's gonna be a total of I think that's actually a synthetic 20.
All right. So the good news is that even though it takes you the entirety of breakfast, like you're eating while you're working to really figure out the proper way to do this.
It's like a late brunch by now.
Yeah, you get a single vial of this. It's 1 part liquid, and like it's almost gelatinous, but it's not. It's like what's the right word for it?
Like viscous?
Yeah, like
Viscous,
viscousy, right? Like it's its purpose when it hits. It's like when you put like snake venom in blood, and then the blood turns like all floppy.
Mm-hmm.
Coagulated?
Yeah, coagulated. That's the word. There we go. See, this is why you have people who have better vocabularies than you as your players. Or mucus, yeah. It's like a mucus or like, yeah, but it comes out like that where it's a little bit more like gooey. But you
Delicious.
have one vial of it. You can either study it on your own time, but I'll also send you what it does in a hot minute here. But
Perfect. So sorry, last thing with permission.
do it.
So that, which we will address later, and then breakfast, and then I would like to try to salvage as much as I can of the carapaces.
Ooh. Yeah, go ahead and give me, this will be one final survival check specifically for the carapaces.
I think Orchid could support too. I've got survival skills and nature skills. And she wouldn't want to just sit around and watch you do it.
So
It would be pretty funny seeing this tiny goblin go around. So what?
So
how
Orchid could
does that
either
work?
Orchid can either give you advantage, or Orchid can roll a survival check.
What would you like, Art?
Well, I don't know. Like
Got a +3. So
I feel like you're a lot stronger than I am, and I feel like you might have what it takes to actually break these down in a way. I feel like I'm yeah, because you could do it with a much more firm efficiency, whereas I feel like if I try to do it, it's going to be too slow, it's going to crack. It might be better if you do it.
I might just have more torch just because I'm like bigger.
Yeah,
let's see what I
yeah.
can do. It's only a 6 total though, so.
Well,
Oh wait, but I still have the D4, maybe? Or has that been more time? Or no,
I'd allow it during your portion of like the 10 minutes that he's going at the clan. Where he's like, hey, I need help with this.
Yeah.
And like has you start collecting carapaces while he's working on it.
Okay, so that's 9 total.
Which, for the record, this entire process is just the epitome of just an ADHD person in project mode, just doing 3 different things at the exact same time that just in the heat of the moment makes absolutely no sense because they're already planning all these 3 different projects simultaneously, but it looks like they're just going, and then,
100%. So does a 9 beat your survival check there, Art, or was your survival check better?
Was that a 9 total? Then technically mine was higher.
I'm guessing you got like a 10.
Actually, I think your big small fingers could get under this carapace better now that I think about it.
Well, I will say your efforts were still incredibly helpful because I've already been almost squished by these things once today, and I'm glad I did not have to do that twice. My total was an 11.
An 11.
Sometimes we can fail. I don't know.
I'd say because it's only you guys and your horses, or your pony in this case, Art. You get 2 pieces that are roughly maybe 2 foot by 2 foot. They weigh each like maybe about 4 to 5 pounds. Like they're hefty piece, like they're thick, right? They're nice protective plating for this creature that you can use. Takes you some time. Again, this is the majority of your morning. You're gonna lose a little bit of your travel time for the day, but you could easily push your animals a little bit harder, or just be cool with the little loss of travel time, or go a little later into the evening.
So, what you're saying is that I got completely hyper fixated on a project and succumbed to time blindness and completely forgot about the impending task that we were working on in the first place.
Yes. And as you all finish eating, packing up your camp, collecting the remnants of your projects, and head out for your day, that's where we're going to go to break real quick. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Sit tight, or actually go do your normal human things, drink water, bathroom, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in a few moments. Bye.
Bye. Eat me!
Welcome back.
Poop bucket.
Now it sounds like we were talking about eating a poop bucket. Like, why? No. The fuck?
Oops, my bad.
I claim innocence in all of this.
Somehow I have to transition from this debauchery to I'm going to.
You're adding debauchery into this now?
Okay.
It's carrying pigs in your cup.
Now I gotta go from. Well, tonight I have to go with happy-go-lucky Cinn-A-Bon's talking about a shit bucket to tomorrow where the party is gonna be helping with a ritual that has to deal with necromancy. So I love the complete opposite. What? Do you not watch on the opposite Wednesdays? No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't.
I missed it.
You're fine. I don't care. You'll catch up when Eden and Corvus and maybe Perrin come back.
Concerned?
Nah, don't be. Perrin's sacrificing his life for the greater good. I mean,
Concerned?
the best part is you have no idea whether or not I'm lying to you right now because, yeah. No, I'm kidding. Because you haven't watched. No, I'm kidding. They're totally fine except for the necromancer. That's real. But you guys are journeying to Gwenyamalos. And it's specifically to Minthobel, the wandering city within Gwenyamalos. The role for the day was your morning encounter. So the rest of your day, absolutely. What was the message? I don't know. Taryn didn't message me.
It's fine.
You got a message. What I will say
what
is...
was the message?
I think it was just a general check-in of hey, we're about to do this. to which your response was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Oh shit, never mind, I gotta go. Like the things popped out of the earth as you were responding. But your day lightly cloudy, but other than that, the weather is perfectly fine. You travel on. You go a little bit later in the evening to make up for some of the time you lost in the morning, but you get enough rest to, make it another day without any sort of exhaustion. And I think Art was the one who rolled that d6, so I need Fenara to roll me a d12, sorry, or 20, sorry. Yes, Art.
Wait, D20?
We didn't come across any other, oddities like wagons and trees along the way, did we?
Not on this trek. Where you guys are skirting the Ashvale. What is it? You guys are skirting the Ashvale peaks, staying away from the forest, like following the fields there. You're in between where Karthaki Bluffs and the river is. What'd you get? You got a 14? There, Fenara.
1. Yeah. Not even D4.
And that's when they become cinnamon pancakes.
So.
Yeah, I used all my rolls earlier.
So how fun do you want this to be, Fenara?
Maximum fun.
Yeah, all the
Define fun.
We're the Cinn-A-Bon squad. Nothing can hurt us.
So
Nothing.
You are following the edge of the foothills that surround the Ashvale Peaks. This long mountain range that separates not only Guanyamalos, but the Dragonborn territories to the south from the rest of Cantor. You reach a point where you find a small river, and as you're looking for a ford, you have to go into or follow it to where it begins to go up into the mountains to find a place to cross rather effectively, as the river is becoming more of a creek and then a stream there. You find a place to cross. But Fenara, with like your bajillion passive perception, you hear a shriek. It's less of like a human shriek and more of like a guttural come from the mountains. You look up, and perched on one of these small outcroppings, you watch as two kind of leathery wings begin to unfold. As a creature sitting there kind of now cranes its long neck down toward you. Scaled. These beady eyes, its longer pointed snout, look into your direction. As it does, a tail winds behind it, very long. At the end, this really sharp and barbed tail. It shakes itself off for a second. You watch as now you all can hear as it beats its wings. It has 2 legs. It uses its arms as it looks. It's got those kind of vestigial wings that connect the claw hands up and around to the shoulder where it would use to fly. And another as it beats its wings and starts to rise from its perch.
Can I try to identify what it is? She reads a lot.
Yeah, go ahead and give me I'll say a history or a nature check, whichever you prefer.
Yeah,
Can I do that too?
I want to try to see if I know anything as far as like the behavior, like if I know about the behavior of these creatures, so that it's like we can try to avoid having to attack it or it attacking us.
Yeah, that's let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
And Orchid, you can.
That one.
Orchid,
Oh.
you can as well. You've read about scaly things that are called dragons, but this doesn't look like a dragon. Like, you know, dragons can have that like, kind of vestigial figure to them, where they're more like drakes than they are actual like full-on dragons. But
19.
this is not a dragon. It looks similar to a dragon, but Orchid, many of the more mountainous and volcanic regions of the Isles tend to have a few of these roosting. These are wyverns.
Oh.
Savage and aggressive aerial hunters that pursue their meals with a zealous amount of, I don't know, intent to kill.
Do I know anything about avoiding its attention?
Do you know anything about avoiding its attention? Sure. If its attention wasn't already on you.
Oh no.
You know that you can potentially outrun a wyvern. They fly fast, but your horses might be able to outrun them. You have a head start, and as long as you cross the river, you might be able to get to some of the foothills and lose it there, like foothills that are beyond, and lose it there. But it will take some time. So, we're going to start a chase.
Oh, good. Run for it!
Oh no!
You guys are like booking across. Art's like, what's going on?
I think my pony got the idea before I did, and so it's just going. I'm just confused.
So
The two tiny ones. Oh no.
Anything, because you guys got a long rest, anything you as players can do to slow this thing down, considering that it will almost definitely catch up to you guys in the short term, to lose this thing in the long term. Would be what would be things for you to think about in this instance. Go ahead first off and give me and everybody roll a d20. And I'm going to roll one for the wyvern.
Okay.
And go ahead and tell me. Sorry. Thanara.
And this is just a straight D20 check?
This is a straight d20. Yes.
19.
11, 19, Art.
18.
18. So the good news is, at least in the beginning, the wyvern isn't gaining any immediate ground. You guys are far enough ahead, and this thing it looks like it's still slowly waking up and getting moving. But it is trained, not only on the three of you, but on the three horses that you ride. Well, 2 horses and pony that you ride. So in the immediate moments, you'll be somewhat safe as it's chasing you. But as we go into kind of the first round of this, you need, in order to get out of this encounter, you need 3 successes before 3 fails. So, anything that you can do that you think would benefit your party in some way, shape, or form, be it a skill, be it a spell, or an ability you can cast.
Can't we do that now?
You can do that now. Yeah, you can go in any order you want.
Okay.
Essentially, we're going to go one at a time or multiple at a time, and if you synergize, it has the potential for advantage on the roll.
Okay. I think Fanar will probably like look at the rest of the group. We need to stop this thing. Let's try it together. Yes. All right. Okay. Let's target its wings.
Okay. Question. Just another one of those questions of what is the terrain that we are running through right now?
Right now it's like the remnants of like rocky riverbed combined with like hilly plains.
Not a lot of trees or anything.
Not immediately, no. You can see off in the distance a grouping of trees, maybe about a mile or so out, that could provide some good cover.
I would like to use my time for this to calculate the trajectory of the wyvern and see if we would make it to those trees before it caught up with us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. I'm not gonna count this toward your successes or fails, but go ahead and make a intelligence check. Just straight intelligence, no skills.
Straight intelligence is going to be a 21.
A 21. You haven't seen
High
this.
stress math.
You haven't seen this thing in its full movement, but judging on how it started to move and like pick up speed, and how you guys are moving, it's likely that it could overtake you before you get to the forest or the small grove of trees.
Got it.
Follow-up question. How fast is it moving? Or like, do we think it will be moving around?
You know, on a scale of 1 to 80, it can move roughly 80 feet a turn. That's if it's just moving. If it decides to dash, it can fly an additional 80 feet for a total of 160. You guys are riding horses, which I believe horses are 50 feet of movement. So it outpaces you almost by double.
And
Or
how
triple.
far is it away from us now?
Right now, it's probably a good, like, 500 feet away. Like, the cry could be heard coming down the mountain, and you can see it moving and making its way, like, beelining it toward you guys as the immediate source of food. So you have some time to, like, you guys have startup time, essentially.
Okay.
It's like when you give a kid, you know, a 5-second head start in a race. That's what you guys got. Horse. Let me look up speed of the horse real quick. Not a seahorse, a riding horse. A riding horse's
Hit
speed.
this thing.
A riding horse's speed is 60 feet. So it's only 60 feet faster than you.
Only.
Only.
Okay.
We need to target this thing's wings, slow it down if it gets close enough to us.
I have an idea once we get to those trees, but I'm not sure how much I'll be able to do before that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go along with it. Whatever will work in order for us to get away.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything yet. It has to get closer. But we really don't want it to get closer.
And for clarification, doesn't necessarily have to be something immediately like targeting the wyvern to get these rolls. It could be something as simple as finding a clear path, or, you know, maneuvering so that way you have more cover or less cover, or winding through the hill. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that would utilize some of your skills or tricks that you can do. Diversions, such as, you know, those sorts of things.
In that case, I would like to look for an easy route for the ponies to the trees. See if there's like anything I can do to lead us.
Sure. Give me a survival check there.
All right.
Did that fall on the ground?
No, sorry, that was me looking down in despair because I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
No. Why are we rolling once now?
Because we just want maximum fun. It's fun to fail.
I know.
Guys, what All right. You are like,
Sorry.
guys, I know where to go, and you immediately like go toward the hills, and you start winding through the hills, and you lose track of like which way is the general direction of the forest to the point where you turn, or, like, come around a bend of one of these hills, and you're met with a dead end, and then you're just like, well, shit, and then kind of have to backtrack a little. It does catch up to you a good deal. It's now about 250-ish feet away from you guys by this point. It's still tracking you guys flying high in the sky. Hasn't quite like dive bombed on you guys yet.
As we're running, I'm gonna be essentially one hand on the rein, other hand reaching into my pocket, and basically, with my teeth and my tongue, cranking up one of my ducks to have it on standby
Okay.
once it's in range.
All right.
Fanara is holding on to her necklace, and she's getting ready to cast a spell, but technically it has to be less than 250 feet.
230 feet.
So it has to be 120 feet for her to be able to do what she wants to do.
My range is the same.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she's like praying, waiting.
Just letting it get closer. All right.
She
I
has.
like that.
There's no
I'll
choice.
say, all right, that's fine. I'll say it gets to the point where you guys go on and now find the right path to kind of like just straight barrel toward this grove of trees. Still probably about 3/4 to half mile to 3/4 of a mile out. It gets within your 200 feet, but really it gets within 100 feet. At this point, as you now are just like open running, and it has enough room to kind of just lower and start to push and dive toward you guys. Its two claws on its feet starting to open wide stretch, almost as to scoop one of you up. The two of you, what are you doing?
I feel like this would probably happen simultaneously. Fanara is going to try to like look back and like reach outward and cast guiding bolt at third level towards the wings of this creature.
Okay. And Art?
And yeah, once it's in range, I'm going to do a calculation of the trajectory of where I think it's going to be and release my little contraption into the air to hopefully mate a course with it.
All right. I'll say, so given the mechanics and what you would know about each other, because you guys have traveled for a bit, given the mechanics of guiding bolt, Fanara, go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, that is a 21 to hit.
A 21 does hit, even with the increased AC, because you're trying to target specifically one of its wings.
Yes. Because technically she doesn't want to, she knows that it's like it's like we're technically in its home. She's just trying to, I mean,
You're just trying
it's
to
going to
scare
have an injured, yeah, it's going to have an injured wing, but at least it's not dead. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It is 66.
Is it like a horse
it is
delay?
66
Like
of damage.
Go ahead and roll your 66.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's do it.
I'm sorry, 66?
Yeah, so that's 20 points of damage.
Oh, that's not that much.
Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't add my, no, is there no, there's no bonus.
No, you don't add your
Okay.
bonus stuff.
There's no,
But
there's no
20,
bonus.
20 points of damage. It slams into the wing. And as it does, Art, you now have advantage on whatever you're doing. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
Delightful. Well, the second roll was much better. So that's going to be a 22 to hit.
A 22 will definitely hit.
Excellent. So my contraption. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Did you kill this thing?
No, but I also rolled high on my roll. I rolled 20 damage as well.
Oof. All right, so this thing. So what I need from the both of you.
Okay.
Just, oh, and well, I was gonna have one last thing to do as well.
Yep, go for it.
In my fight or flight sense of being a tiny creature that would likely feel like a snack to this thing, I'm assuming this creature is at least one size larger than me, right?
It is 2. It's a large
Perfect.
creature.
I would love to add my fury to the small of this.
Yes, so
Yeah!
that's what an additional 6 points of damage because it's equal to your.
Let me double check it. I want to say
it-
it's
No, it's proficiency bonus. So it'd be 3 now.
Yeah, I think it's 3, but let me just double check.
That's a weird way to do.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, what fingers are you putting on?
I don't know.
It was a very potent.
I normally do this
quacky
for my
explosion.
3, but, awesome. So
23 total.
The DM's flicking us off. No,
Yeah. Just like, guys, just read between the lines, please. No, go ahead and both of you. So Finara, roll me a. Finara, roll me a either religion.
Okay.
Yeah, roll me a religion.
Religion? Okay.
Yeah, and then art, roll me a because these come from your tinkering, correct?
Yes, technically.
Roll me a tinker tool check.
Cool. Are you gonna allow me to add my bonus to that?
Yes, you add your bonus and everything to that. Correct.
Great, so that's 15 total then.
15 total. And with Finara?
1 on the die. Good times, Umbroculus dice.
Alright.
Good times.
So, good news is that you've severely injured this thing. 40 damage is a lot of damage to put onto a wyvern. 44, sorry, is a lot, or 43, is a lot to put onto a wyvern. And you watch as it falls for a moment and it crashes into the ground before the head cocks back up and looks at you all. Another roar emitting from it, and it picks back up. You guys have a few more moments where you are now out of immediate danger from it, but it is still pursuing you all. That you are at 2 successes, or 1 success and 2 failures.
This wyvern does not have great survival instincts, it feels like. And then I'm gonna call down Moonbeam on the
Ooh.
wyvern.
I'll say
Oh.
as it crashed and it was getting ready to get up. Go ahead. That's a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, it is.
Wait, isn't that advantage too on that attack?
It's
No,
Is the
because
guiding-
your guiding bolt was for Eddie,
Oh, okay.
and also it's as a saving throw, so it wouldn't get advantage.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. You're right.
That's
Talk about kicking them while it's down.
that's a 14.
okay, so that beats it. So it takes 6 damage, but I will be having this Moonbeam follow it
Okay.
for as long as it can. But it's still following us anyway.
Yeah. Well, you can only move Moonbeam how much each turn?
60 feet.
And you guys are all moving 120 and 100 and whatever respectively. So it'll get like one more good go at it, I'd say.
Yeah.
Which that's a 3 on the die, so it fails.
Okay. Once again. Roll again. 10 total.
Go ahead and give me a. Where do you think Orca gets her strength from her oath from?
You mean like from the strength of her conviction, or like?
Yeah, like what, like would it be like when you cast this moonbeam? How are you casting it? Like, are you casting it almost vindictively or like intimidatingly, or are you casting it?
I feel like
through...
it's this sort of like the philosophy of the Wild Mother, right? Is like nature is brutal and like sometimes it's kill or be killed. And so I feel like it's just like from a like you must die so I can live kind of place, like no malice, nothing like that. It's just like I am
Okay.
not gonna let you hurt me or my friends.
Go ahead and roll either a nature or survival check. I'll let you pick, based on how you
All right.
phrase that. Because I think both of those fit.
All right, survival is slightly better. That's a 9 total.
All right, Logan's gonna pity do this real quick. Hang on, let me. Go ahead and have a D20 inspiration on the house there. I swear to God, if the dice know the story, then they'll give you another. They'll give you another low roll. But like for real though. By the way, you can spend channel points if you have them to give inspiration and blessings to our players in any of our streamed games that aren't charity games because we have specific things for that.
It's now a 10 total.
No.
That 7 looks very much like a 1 on the die. I was very worried for a second.
So, wait. What are you waving your hand? Add a D4 to it.
We gotta. I was doing something cool. All right, now it's an 11 total.
Oh, that's why it didn't let me do it because Eddie did the thing. I was
I
trying
beat
to
you
see.
to it. I'm sorry.
I was like, why is
Eddie
it
beat you
not
to
working?
All right, hang on. So I gotta subtract 40 really quick. So it's that.
Dang it.
Oh man.
I was like, why is it not
I
working?
feel so loved by my team right now. And that's what really matters.
So, you think it's gone for a while. You look back and you watch as it like flew away, like back and away from your moonbeam. You're now maybe about a quarter mile in closing from the forest. And from the hills, swooping and moving through them stealthily so you can see until the moment was right and it flew over the top of one of the hills and swoops down toward you. The wyvern, with one last cry, comes swooping toward you, claws outright and outstretched toward the slowest of your animals. And we're going to roll initiative real quick. You guys are automatically, since you guys are still chasing, it's automatically assumed that your horse is moving at full speed. So you don't have to worry about movement at all. This is all, like, cinematically, theater of the mind, this thing is going to close on you, and can it grab your horse is essentially going to be the thing. Let me roll for it. Which Umbral Oculus do you want me to roll with? My left or right hand?
Right hand.
Right.
That was a 5. So a total of
Good choice.
5. So what'd we get? Fenara, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Anybody higher than a dirty 20?
I tie with a dirty 20.
What are your dexterities?
12.
Mine is a 14.
14. All right. Well, actually, no. We're gonna roll these because I like doing rollies. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Both of y'all roll a d20.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat 20.
All right, I rolled a 4, so
All right. So Fenara,
definitely you.
and then we have Orchid. Art, what'd you get?
15.
And then Art, and then the Wyvern. Perfect. So as this thing's screeching, claws extended almost to the point of scooping up Art and his poor little pony, Fenara, you are up first. What would you like to do?
So she motions her hand as if she's splashing a giant wave in the direction of the wyvern. She is casting again at 3rd level. Guiding bolt!
Do it.
Ooh, nice. Hold on, that is 27 to hit.
27 will hit. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my god.
What the heck? Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I mean, I guess it's making up. Thank you, Umbral Oculus, for changing those 1s to 20s. I appreciate you. That extreme spectrum tonight. I love it. We love to see it. Let me do this because it's 6d6 again, and I don't have that many d6s with me. Make it quick. That's 13.
13 points.
How much?
So it's that. What did I say was that? Was it that? All right. It's starting to as the radiant energy that kind of gives off this like bioluminescent like greenish blue hue, right? This teal hue to it. Splashes into it, you can start to see where parts of the scales are starting to kind of blacken from the radiant energies, as these like radiant scorch marks are glancing across them. It's I mean, it's looking like, from your perspective, it's looking messed up. Not like super messed up, but like it's looking pretty beaten up. Anything else? Bonus action.
No, unfortunately.
Orchid, to you, as Fanara on her horse kind of takes the lead in front of you. You turn around and see Art on his pony going as fast as he can, but the claws of the wyvern just get inching closer and closer with every second.
Okay. How am I like within 10 feet? Like, can I get within 10 feet of the wyvern?
You can pull yourself back to do something and then like push forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Would take him if you stay at pace with the wyvern. It wouldn't take an attack of opportunity. I would say that.
Okay. I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
My special channel divinity is Nature's Wrath. As an action, you cast spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see.
Yeah.
Now, this is a flying creature, but what do you think?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, we can. Okay, talk me through it. What do we do? I can't. I mean, if you can get within 10 feet of it, you can do it because it's like you can see within 10 feet of you. It's not within 10 feet of the ground. It's just within 10 feet of you. And since it's now at the point where it's like just hovering above ground, like flying above, like right above the ground, trying to grab at Art and the pony, you have enough time to like back up, reach up, and do whatever you want to, and then,
Okay. Then second question, do I think wyverns are strong?
Do you think wyverns are strong? The answer to that is probably.
Okay. Okay, I think what I actually want to do is I want to try and get in its way. I'm gonna try and hit it. And I'm gonna try and hit it with Ensnaring Strike.
Ooh, okay.
Which is a different vines one, but I could also have the benefit of maybe doing some damage to it at the same time.
You guys also would have gotten all your spells back, and your HP would have been reset because you would. This is like a new day, so you would have gotten the effects of a long rest.
Okay, and this is the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, right? This is like similar to Divine Smite. So let's see if I can hit it.
Yeah, it's a bonus action to activate, and then as like you can see if you hit, and then send the spell slot to do it, rather than bonus action then attack.
Natural 20, baby. Natural 20.
Okay.
First attack failed, but the second one is a natural 20. All right.
That's all that matters because your ensnaring strike is going to do 4d6 now too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, that is 6 damage from the ensnaring strike, and then another from my weapon.
Oh shit! Hang on. The first attack that you missed would have been at advantage because of the guiding bolt.
Oh.
So go ahead and re-roll that one.
Okay, that is 22.
A 22. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Great.
You can engineering strike the second one because it's a natural 20 and like damage and shit.
Okay, cool. So wait, not that. Okay. So first strike, 9 bludgeoning damage. Second strike, I rolled 6, so that would be doubled for 12 plus another for the weapon attack.
Oh, it's double damage dice. So you'd roll 2d8 and 46.
Okay. That is. Wait, hang on. Sorry. Okay. Roll 2 more d6. Then that is. Math. Why are you slowing down the moment? Okay. Another 7. So that's 13 just from the ensnaring strike plus 2d8. I'm probably doing two-handed and not using a shield right now.
Okay. Then 2d10.
Yeah. That's 2 10s.
So you're saying you did 33 points of damage right now, and I got holy smokes. Okay, hang on. So your
And
first
also,
one,
thorny vines come and wrap around it.
Did you just turn this thing into a tetherball?
A larger.
Oh, did I do my
has
math
been.
wrong? Hang on, never mind. Okay, it has more HP than I thought. Logan did bad math.
You were like,
I thought you just brought this thing from like 56 hit points to over 100 hit points, which is like this close to like insta killing it. But you didn't because I added, or no, your first one was 9. Yeah, no. 56 plus 9 is not 75. That's not how math works. But yeah, it's looking real rough. The strength save is going to be a 16 plus 4. So a dirty 20 for your strength save.
okay, yeah, it easily passes the strength save. It would also have advantage because it's a large creature.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Yep.
Cool.
But still worth it.
It is a dumb creature, but I don't think it's that dumb. And it's not that dumb. What it will do, you watch as like you hit it, and the vines come up, and it like wraps around the legs and starts to like wrap around one of the wings, and it just beats its wings and flies like straight up and like kind of like does that like fly where it hovers there in the air. Do you push past its range? Is the question.
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
you're
I
on your
think-
horse. Do you curb up your horse? Like, when you attack it, do you curb up your horse, or do you just keep the two of you keep riding?
I keep writing, I think.
All right. Art. Well, it would have the reaction on you first, so it will try to shoot out its stinger at you.
Ruh-roh.
As dust is kicking up, and that's going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. You'll take 11 points of piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm pretty good at those. But that's a famous last word. Why did I say that? Okay, no, I'm fine. Probably. That's 16. Maybe.
16? Just barely
Constitution.
save. You just barely saves. So you'll take
Oh.
half of this, and I gotta roll 2 more. So that's 10,
I didn't do our rings.
13,
I'm sorry.
14, 15,
I don't want you to take this damage.
15. I rolled low on 2 of my d6s, so that's fine. What did I say? 15, 18, 22.
So I take 11?
Have to 11 points of poison damage, as the stinger shoots, like as you're trying to wheel around and like push out, shoots and pierces right into your shoulder and pulls out. And with that, and Art being able to flee without any sort of, attack of opportunity because of that, the wyvern was trying to see if it could insta-kill one of you, or at least get some sort of food from the... oh my god, why didn't I go for one of the horses? That would have been such a smarter decision. God damn it, Logan. But I'm playing a wyvern, so it makes sense. And
it hit back the thing that hit it.
Yeah, it hit back the thing that hit
it.
it.
We're separate from the horse.
Yeah, no, it doesn't know. You're a centaur to it. Like, that just makes sense. But the wyvern circles back toward the rocky eyrie that it came from. You press on the remainder of the day, going as quickly as possible, ensuring that you are not being followed by this creature. Also ensuring that nothing else is following you. You've made camp. You're safe. The day is done. You push past that clump of trees that you saw. You rest there briefly to get, just kind of regain a little bit of your stuff. But now in the distance from where you're making camp, you see you're about day and a half at the most from the edge of the forest, as you now are kind of curving, following the curvature of the Ashvale Peaks, and can see the forest Guanyamalas before you on the horizon. And I think with this rest, is there anything y'all want to do? Actually, Fenara, go ahead and give me a d20 roll as you're going through your stuff.
I will say I'm going through my bag because I'm trying to get herbs for my herbalism kit to try to put onto Orchid's wounds.
Okay.
To mend them. To ease the pain, because I'm sure that the stinger was like... It did some...
Oh, yeah. Like, it left, like, the tip of it came out the front of her shoulder. Like, it left a nice little...
Yeah. So while I'm going through my stuff frantically, I rolled a 14 on my die.
Okay. We read it. He read it, but you didn't find it. So there's technically 2 in there that you don't know about.
So which one do I need to do another roll to see
which
one?
I'll let you decide what you want heads and tails to be, and then I'm gonna flip this Umbra Oculus. So the blank side
heads
heads will be the Umbra Oculus logo.
Okay, that's Perrin.
And tails is
Corvus.
From Corvus. All right.
Heads.
All right.
It's Broham.
Heads. All right. Well, if that's the case, you find a small piece of parchment folded up in your pack. Probably along with all your herbalism kit. He knows that's a place that you tend to go when you need to help others. The letter simply says your name on the front of it. You can tell that it's written in your brother's hand. Alright, and as you do, hang on, I gotta pull it up now. I have it ready. But you hear, hopefully, the following, if it works. I'm sharing computer sound. I'm gonna restart it in its entirety. And hope it works.
Venara, I'm writing you this letter primarily because you're leaving at an earlier hour than I wish to wake, but I'm also writing this to you to remind you of who you are. You are a brazen and adventurous young woman. You don't need someone like me, your pint-sized brother, to remind you to keep a straight and narrow path. As a matter of fact, I would hate for your path to be straight or narrow. Where's all the adventure in that, huh? I hope that on this road that you're traveling, you find whoever you're supposed to be, whoever you think that you want to be for now. You'll always have the opportunity to change, and you'll always have the option to be someone else later. It's what they don't tell you when you're young. You can change your pace, your path, whenever you're ready. But it's up to you, and you have to make that decision for yourself. When it comes to who you're traveling with, I trust you, and I trust her. I think that's what matters most. I don't want you thinking that I'm always going to be looking over my shoulder, wanting to protect you. I mean, I do want to protect you, but for someone as keen and as kind as Orchid is, or Orca, whatever she decides she's going to call herself, just know that I see in her the person that I wish I could be a lot more. I hope, for nothing else, that you find safety in her. You deserve that. And if for 1 second she makes you unhappy, please let me know, and I will tear her to ribbons. Yours truly, with love and song, your brother, Perrin Hopesinger, the greatest bard in all of Ecriom.
Oh. Oh, Perrin! Dang it! You're not supposed to make me all salty this far away from one another. He had to end it like this. Why is he always bragging? And then she shuts the letter, but like she folds it neatly and puts it away in her bag.
Meanwhile, Orchid's just like, why do I feel like I was just threatened somehow?
Your ears start to get red.
Oh, my ears are burning. The side effects.
But you find your herbalist kit. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you find your herbalist kit in the letter, you tuck it away, and go to treat Orchid's wounds at that point.
So I gotta take off part of my shirt, right, to like for the shoulder treatment.
Alright, while this happens,
Right?
It's a black. Wait,
So-
what's the little like sheet thing that we have dividing the consent? Sorry, on it.
yeah, I'm just gonna go behind my green screen real quick, guys. I'll be right back.
While this is happening and Orchid's getting treated, Art's actually going to take Dulcar into his arms and just kind of hold on to him, trying to dig into his pocket and see if he has any free scraps of food that are not rancid, and give them a little something and kind of just, caress and comfort them after this endeavor. And he's gonna walk over to Finn and Orchid and walk up to Orchid. Dulcar and I just wanted to say thanks. That was I'm not used to being that close to becoming lunch, and I appreciate that. Well, thank you.
Orchid just like holds out her fist for like a little fist bump. Yeah, we got this.
Dulcar like bumps you with the nose.
You're a good little creature. You look really weird. Do we have skunks on the island? I feel like we should.
No, I feel like skunks are like natural to Ecriom, so like the Isles don't really have them. You guys have sloths, which are kind of like skunks, but like they don't smell. Well, they smell in their own way.
They don't have like a stink bomb in their.
Yeah, no, they don't have a stink bomb in their butt. No. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if any of y'all heard that, but apparently the lovely purrs of Dulcar were emanated in the background just moments ago a mysterious, figure in
Mysterious.
the background who decided to bring them to life. So it was a nice little moment there.
I did hear that. I thought that was you for a second. That you added. I was like, that's,
No, I did not magically
I'm
find
like,
sound cues.
whoa.
That was just a perfect moment.
You know, in hindsight, I imagine Dual Car making like R2D2 noises as the wyvern's coming in. But yeah, no, Dual Car comes in and he's just Dual Car is the nice little like he like rubs up against y'all, he gets all cuddly, hops from shoulder to shoulder.
Oh, not that shoulder to color.
Oh, no. Oh, all right, let's just go to the other side. That was really brave of you. Orchid. It was really, really impressive. And wow,
I mean,
And-
what about you? I mean, gosh, those spells you slung at it. Those, I mean, and art too. Like, I mean, wow.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what that was, and with the it looked like honey or something that just, you know, it kind of looks similar to something that my grandpa Al actually used.
Oh,
one time.
that was that was actually a happy accident. So I was kind of experimenting with the expansive properties of honeycomb, and well, let's just say that in part of my studies I got a little overzealous, and well, you saw the results of what came of that research.
Well, very impressive.
really impressive. Yeah.
Do you need some of this special paste that I've made? Are you all doing all right? As she's like carefully caressing and massaging the shoulder.
I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. I got out of that with not much of a scratch. I'm doing pretty okay.
Oh,
I think I was the only one hurt, right?
Unfortunately.
By the wyvern, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got close, but no.
I mean, I'm glad it was me.
Well, I don't know if I would go so far to say that we're glad about it. But I prefer that we don't get hurt and injured like this. Personally.
I mean, I prefer not to get injured in general. But if it had to be one of us, I'm okay with it being me.
I will say those vines were impressive. I haven't seen anything quite a manifestation like that since since our lovely Eden.
Yeah. I guess Eden and I have some things in common.
Wait, please tell me that you don't have like those weird family members that she has. At least you never told me that your family was dangerous.
I mean, like I said, I was in an orphanage.
Oh yeah, but
so-
you still
no, I don't-
mentioned a
I-
sister, right?
Or, I mean, you know, orphan sisters, right? Like we're
That still counts. It's family.
yeah. From what I have gathered, from what Orchid talks about, I mean, no, nothing like that. No.
That's good. That's very
yeah.
good.
No evil games or anything, just normal sibling rivalries. And then Orchid actually like looks sort of distant, like she's like just sort of absolutely lost herself in thought and is remembering something.
Meanwhile, Fanara is getting lost in the muscle sauce that is the back of Orchid.
Just like partially undressed.
So basically, like at this point, it's probably
Muscle
already. It's probably.
That's what is that what blood is? Muscle sauce?
I'm just really quick gonna put a marker there so I can click this later on because the words you come up with to describe how you're massaging somebody is yeah.
No, I was not prepared for that one. Nope.
I wasn't either. I mean, I understood what you're going for. You're saying lost in the sauce, but like muscle sauce?
Yeah, that's like her concoction, and she's massaging muscles.
That sounds like
It's saucy.
Sounds like a vampire's version of applesauce. Like
I mean, right, and I just if you think about it, I think blood is muscle sauce.
There we go.
I was thinking way less gruesome and more like this weird, like concoction of like different herbs and paste and
Oh, so it's
Just-
topical muscle sauce.
exactly.
All right, no plot twist. Finara is a vampire, and she
Yeah.
is.
Oh my gosh! Accidentally put garlic in the
Oh, no.
the herb remedy thing she used, and now you're dead. Like,
Yeah. There's probably some butter in there. It's let's admit it.
I mean,
Butter.
if you need the lubricant, it's definitely there.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
We have fun here.
Get on here.
You're welcome.
how dare y'all?
And on that note,
And
But
on
The
that
Barefoot
note-
Bandit, the tale
as-
of muscle sauce.
Oh my gosh.
and
You know, you could have just called it massage, like massage
That's
sauce. Like,
true.
I was just
But
thinking
then
about that, but
that
it's okay.
wouldn't
But then
be
we wouldn't have,
Finara.
but then we wouldn't have had this beautiful moment that we have here. And on that note, as Art and Dulcar hang out while Finara gets lost in the muscle sauce, you guys eventually find yourselves going to sleep, taking your rounds of watch. And as dawn rises, you all wake, and Guanyamalos is on the horizon. That's where we will end our session for tonight. Thank you all for watching. We're going to quickly go around the horn to let all of my wonderfully chaotic people talk about themselves, and then we will raid out to whoever the wonderful individuals are that get our chaos next. So yeah, we'll start with Finara.
Hello, everybody. I'm Utahime. You can find me on social media at UTAHIME, Utahime Cosplay, pretty much everywhere, except on Twitter, where you can find me at Brianna DeCoster, if you're still on Twitter. As the name suggests, I am a cosplayer. I also, too, am a host. I have not been streaming on my own channel, but hopefully we'll get back to that. I'm up to lots of tabletop shenanigans, including tomorrow. You can find me on Open Circuit Studios for Leverage Los Angeles, where we are continuing the wine job. That is the name of our special mission, so to speak. I play the chaotic thief because, of course, I love chaos. You can also catch me on Friday, where over on the Initiative Order, where I am community manager over there. So if you want to join another amazing community, also too, I suggest that you join the Red Hair Inn, because everybody here is amazing. But yes, if you go over to the Initiative Order, we have lots of community games and other fun stuff happening. So please, please, please check us out. But over there, we also have an interview with Adam Rady, the producer of Tabletop News, where they're going to be discussing with me everything concerning their Kickstarter. And it's an amazing, it's already, we all know, we've probably seen the posts on social media. It's going to be an amazing show. We want to try to show love and support, especially because they're getting closer to that goal. So we want to help them push and get to that goal that they have set. Also, too, there's going to be something that's dropping also on Friday. I can't give those details yet, but stay tuned. You'll get to know more about that. It also involves someone from the community, and it's really cool, and I'm super excited about it. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to pass it along to the person who got me lost in the muscle sauce. Orchid.
well, hello there. I am Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the LizzieLD. And I've been Pie Heart in chat. It has been so much fun playing with y'all. You can find me here on alternating Tuesdays. I believe we will be back next week, though, because this was a little special bonus episode after all of us were feeling pretty bad last week. So glad to be back playing with some, although not all of my favorite people, since our group has yet to be reunited. And I'll see y'all next time. All right, Eddie, take us away.
Oh goodness. Hi everyone, I'm Eddie, otherwise known across the socials as your humble discount bard and the third best bard in this party. Uh, you can usually find me on Tuesdays and Thursdays doing something. I'm a humble Vavilion vagabond spreading chaos and antics wherever I go. Usually I'm doing TTRPGs like this one on wonderful channels like this, but sometimes you can find me on my own channel at twitch.tv/discountbard, where I do variety content depending on whatever my current fixation happens to be. Usually going to be good stories along the way. If you like to laugh, if you like to cry, if you like to see me get myself into trouble, well, you can come follow me at Discount Bard on all those various places and see what kind of antics I'm up to. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's pass it along.
Hell yeah. And I've been your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley. We will be back tomorrow for the next session of the Ecriom expeditions. Yeah, you're getting back-to-back sessions. Today you get the Cinn-A-Bons. Tomorrow you get the wonderful I don't know what they're calling themselves, the hand cutter roffers or something. I don't know. They're severing tomorrow. They are going to attempt to officially sever the mortal hand.
What?
And take out Nathaniel Hawthorne, the Baron of the Hand. We will see if their alliance with Dolus, son of Nathaniel, will be fruitful for them or not. It's going to be fun. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be necrotic. But, when hasn't what they're doing? Yes, Johnny, trust in Dolus, because what Dolus is doing is always the right thing.
But it's not as spicy as hand-holding.
It's not as spicy as hand-holding or muscle sauce. So next week...
well, with the removal of certain appendages, you may acquire some additional muscle sauce. I don't know.
True.
Yes. Muscle sauce next Tuesday. So, you get 3 Ecrioms in a matter of 1 week. As we approach the final conclusions of these split the party arcs in the coming weeks of April, and hopefully we'll be back as a full party by May. But that story is yet to unfold, so I don't know if it will or won't happen. We'll have to see. We'll have to see who lives, who dies, who cries, who gets lost in the muscle sauce even more. But thank you all for joining. As always, stay safe, and adventure awaits. We're rating Dice Cream Sandwich. Send them love. Send them, I don't know, buy them an ale, all that fun stuff.
Tell them that you got lost in the muscle
Yeah,
sauce.
tell them. Yeah, listen, if you don't tell them that you got lost in the muscle sauce, I don't know what we're doing this for. But, yeah, we're going to go raid. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. All that fun stuff. Wait, I'll see you tomorrow.